Okay. Hello and welcome to another episode of Selling Hobson by the Pound. This week's test pressings offers on eBay. First set is David Oistrakh and Lev, accompanied by Lev Oberon. Oistrakh obviously playing violin, and this is violin and piano sonatas from Beethoven. I think it's a 3-disc set with a nice 4-disc set actually. And this is mono, by the way, and it's got a nice booklet inside, 4-disc set. Pretty rare set on Philips. Haven't really seen that very many times. More from my EMI collection. Here we've got Barbaroli conducting Vaughan Williams, Symphony Number 5, and Fantasia on the theme of Thomas Tallis with the Philharmonic Orchestra. I write, nice postage stamp dog pressing of Barbaroli conducting Vaughan Williams 5 and Fantasia on the theme of Thomas Tallis. Rich orchestral tone is very alluring and thought-provoking. Nice copy. Here is yet another copy, maybe the last copy, original copy, small dog label, postage stamp label. This is Previn doing Rock Second with the LSO. TAS HP Super Disc list. Very dynamic recording. Previn LSO are on top form. Top recommendation. Nice copy, I write. Vaughan Williams, a London Symphony. Adrian Bolt and the London Philharmonic Orchestra. I write, great Bishop and Parker. EMI effort captures Bolt LPO performing the London Symphony. A venerable... what in the devil did I write here? A venerable Vaughan Williams composition. Nice ambience and big dynamics. Wow sound. Hey, this gets a wow sound. That's kind of cool. More Vaughan Williams, Mass in G, 5 mystical songs. Oh, clap your hands. King's Choir, King's College Choir. I write. Well, I can't see what I wrote. Huge soundstage and reverb on this recording at King's College in Cambridge, UK. The pressing is so quiet you can hear cars outside the venue at times. Very delicate but powerful compositions and performances. I say top copy, great sound and recording. Postage stamp dog label. Here you go, Vaughan Williams with Bolt conducting ASD 2458. Here's a rare one. This is Beethoven Number Two. This is Beecham and the Royal Philharmonic. This is an original copy, the venerable white and gold label. I say insanely rare first pressing white and gold label of Beecham and Royal Phil, delivering exciting Beethoven performance captured perfectly by the EMI recording team. This copy has very quiet surfaces and is unlikely there exists a better copy than this one, even with the occasional tick. Amazing top to bottom, top recommendation. Never see these anymore. Here is an interesting thing. This is a record out of Das Rheingold. It's on its own. It's side 5 and side 6 of Das Rheingold, Wagner, obviously, and it is from SET 384. It's a Decca FFSS pressing. So yeah, it's interesting lone duck. Here we go. I think this is probably the last copy of the Faya 3-cornered hat, or Henta performing with the National Orchestra of Spain. This is one of those London bluebacks. I think this is one of the ones, obviously, that never came out on SXL, so it makes it incredibly rare. The only issue was as a London FFSS deep groove pressing, pressed in the UK. Very rare, very sought after, incredible performance, and those recordings are incredibly dynamic as well. Here is Campoli doing Paganini Chrysler Concerto and Saint-Saëns Concerto Number 3. Piero Gamba, conducting LSO. This looks like a London blueback. Yes it is. And you've got the deep groove London pressing. Remember, all these London Bluebacks were pressed before the Decca SXLs were so that they could be shipped over to the United States. So they're actually earlier pressings than the SXLs. A lot of controversy around that, but it happens to be true. Here's a sealed copy of the Clifton Chenear Band. This is I'm getting into some of the jazz and blues, and we got some soundtracks here as well. You know, sealed copies are impossible. You just can't find them. So, yeah, 2 record set. This is fabulous. I kept a copy of this in my collection as well. Very lively, wonderful recording. Here is Blue Collar. This is Richard Pryor, Harvey Keitel. It's got some really great people performing on it. It's got Hard Workin' Man, music by Jack Nietzsche, performed by Captain Beefheart. You've got people like Howlin' Wolf on this record. You've got Tina Turner sings Goodbye So Long. And you got Leonard Skinner Band playing Saturday Night Special. So really nice. Again, impossible to find sealed copies. Oh, this looks like a little cutout. So it's probably cut out at one point, but sealed copy. Here's a copy of the soundtrack from the movie They Live, right? Original soundtrack copy. This is not sealed, but is in absolutely mint condition. This may be one of those records that was made in the UK, or made, maybe not, but I was going to say, maybe not. But anyway, perfect condition. Here is one of those records that I'm talking about, and what I'll tell you in just a second. So this is Far Away So Close, soundtrack from that movie, original soundtrack from that movie. Lou Reed's on it, Nick Cave, Jane Siberry, Laurie Anderson, U2, so a host of people. This is a brand new record, never been played, and it's not sealed, but it's in a nice sleeve. Because these records, when they were pressed, this was during a period where records were only being pressed in Europe, and I would buy these things in England when I went over, and none of them came, they didn't come with shrink wrap. It's just not something they did over there. Here's the rare one. This is Body Heat. This is an audiophile favorite on, I forget what label this is on. Original motion picture soundtrack to Body Heat. Great sound on this. This is a sealed copy. I don't think any other sealed copies exist as far as I know. But now's your chance. This is one I really love. The Missouri Breaks, music by John Williams, and this it's all instrumental as I recall. You'll remember that Marlon Brando and Jack Nicholson are in this movie, and yeah, it's really, really nice music. So. Yeah, there you go, Missouri Breaks. Here is the last record Chet Baker made. And of course, Chet's not looking so good here at the end compared to here on the back when he was a young lad. The back photo of him is before heroin. This is after heroin. So sadly, Mr. Baker, who had an amazing voice, went down that highway that leads to bad places. Anyway, this is a 1989 RCA release, sealed. Streets of Fire, original soundtrack. It's still got the shrink on it. Actually, this is still sealed. Looks, the shrink's cut a little bit, but it's not. The record's never been out. Nice soundtrack, MCA Records, Streets of Fire. She's Having a Baby, the original motion picture soundtrack. And let's see, yeah, some really nice performances on here. Let's see, who do we got? Kate Bush. I got Brian Ferry, XTC. Oh my goodness, a venerable list of great 80s bands. She's Having a Baby. Lost in the Stars, another soundtrack. You got performances by Marianne Faithfull, Chris Spedding, Lou Reed, Sting, Tom Waits. You know, just looks like Charlie Hayden's on this record. Van Dyke Parks, Carla Bley. Yeah, some really cool stuff. Sealed copy. Original motion picture soundtrack to Queen's Logic. Eddie Money's on this record. Marvin Gaye playing Let's Get It On. Cheap Trick, Mott the Hoople. The Delphonics, Johnny Nash. Van Morrison's on this record. Oh, goodness. So, sealed copy. And last but not least, Little Man Tate, a record I really, really loved. And here you go, the original soundtrack on it. Let's see, I don't think the music was composed by Mark Isham and recorded by him as well. So, as I recall, this is really a pretty soundtrack. I remember the movie was really quite nice. Anyway, sealed copy on Varese Sarabande Records. There you go. As always, good luck.